So what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So I don't have a whole lot going on today. Still waiting on my parts from the water jet shop, so I can't do anything, and I don't really have anything mechanically going on with any of the cars, so I don't really have much to film for that. So a lot of you guys are interested or always show interest in my little shop that I have going on here, my little shed shop thing, for how I've been doing all my fab stuff. So I figured we make a little video on this stuff that I'm doing right now. So I went out and one of the things that I've been needing to get is something to cut sheet metal with more efficiently than a cutoff wheel, because I'm not very accurate with a cutoff wheel and it just takes forever. So I've been really eyeballing a shear of some sort. I can't afford a really good one right now, like the big old foot shear ones where you like stomp the pedal and it's a whole like type thing. Those are thousands of dollars, so one step at a time. So I have a forget what it's called, whatever, bought a shear, a little handheld one, not handheld but like hand operated one, and went and picked up a metal brake because I've been needing to find a way to bend metal, because normally when I bend metal I dread it because I have to do it in the vise and it's been a huge pain in the butt. So I finally broke down, was like screw it. I did a whole bunch of studying on the Harbor Freight one, the 36-inch one, had a lot of good reviews, watched a lot of videos and good ways to modify it to make it work even better, get more leverage, get more bending power out of it. So I'm gonna end up modifying mine, not in this video, but in the same manner as a video that I watched earlier today. But today we're just gonna kind of get it set up and I don't know, kind of just show you guys around the shop, I guess, the upgrades that I've made over the last couple months since I've been doing this. So here it is. This is the 36-inch metal brake. So it came in this big old wood box. My dad just finished ripping it apart. So we're gonna get it put together. This whole top assembly is assembled already, and you just gotta basically assemble the legs and then bolt it all together. Just like anything with the Harbor Freight, it's pretty simple. And then as for this one, the box is smaller than I anticipated. So I'm gonna unbox this really quick and figure out how this goes together. So this metal shear was only 160 bucks and the metal brake was only $267 after tax and stuff. So it's nothing super expensive. Again, I can't afford the big old one. But hopefully this thing will work. So, okay, so this is the throatless shear. So that guy. And I saw some videos on it, and I don't need to do any crazy metal cutting, like sheet metal cutting, but I wanted something that was a little bit more accurate than just, again, with the cutoff wheel. And sometimes you gotta do contours or radiuses and stuff, and the cutoff wheel, it's hard to do that. Whereas this is basically just a giant pair of scissors. I anticipate the box to be a lot bigger. So we have our handle, we have a bolt and a screwdriver, I'm not sure why. And we've got our actual tool here, covered in the good old Harbor Freight juices. The oils and stuff, that is disgusting. So let's pull this thing out really quick. So this thing is designed to be just mounted on top of a bench or something like that, which is fine because I don't have the workspace to permanently mount it. So I will just be kind of clamping it down where I need it. Unless I build a stand for it, which I honestly might build a stand for. Gosh, this is disgusting. So I'm definitely going to be wiping this thing off. But, look at that. Nasty. So just putting the handle on now. That's all the nut is for. I don't know what the screwdriver is for. I don't see any part of here that needs a screwdriver, let alone a Phillips head. But yeah, that's it. assembly was pretty simple. I watched, like I said, I did a lot of research before I even bought this thing, and some of the few points that people were modifying or changing on it was like the welds here. So the ones in all the videos I watched, these weren't complete welds, these were just tack welds. So these look like some good heavy welds on here, so I don't even think I'm gonna have to go over those, both sides. So I may add a little bit here, but I don't think this is a key structure component or piece or whatever. So one of the upgrades that I saw somebody do on a video was he moved these handles. So I think he cut one off, put it on the side for lifting it to, because he added wheels on his, but he used tubes and welded them like right here on each side, so that way he had more leverage, which I'm definitely going to end up doing myself. And then he also added a piece of, I want to say angle iron, and supported it, made it all dimple dyed, made it look nice, and welded it straight all the way across here, because that way obviously it gave him a little bit more leverage and gave him a little bit more of a shelf for his part to rest on, and it required him to use a little bit less effort, and his handles were still, I don't know, the way he did it just looked really nice. So I think I'm going to take a little bit of inspiration from him. And then one of the things he also did was he put a bar going across here, so that way he could have a little bit more leverage when prying upward. And this thing, it's heavy, but I can see some of the thicker material, you know, just rocking the machine around. I don't feel like doing that or dealing with that, so I'm gonna make the same modifications he did, because his looked fantastic. So I'm gonna end up doing that. But overall, only thing I see I really have to adjust is right along the lip here. You guys can kind of see, let it focus. Well, maybe you can't really see on the camera too well because of all the paint. It's like really well blended. But basically, I gotta adjust this whole thing. There's bolts on each backside here, and you can slide this whole thing forward or back. And I think I have to slide it forward literally just like a 1/16 of an inch to get it more to the edge here. So that way it's gonna be a more even a bend. It's not gonna have like a weird crease or anything right there because of that lip. But overall, yeah, setup was pretty simple. It is pretty stinking heavy, so I plan on putting it right here. It's, I don't know, obviously I'm running out of space here. I got three welders, 2 big tanks, a small welding table, and I got the shear, the shelf, power tools up there, drill press there, storage cabinet there, all the shelving that I got to drop down into crates or something. I got my bandsaw here, belt sander there, like accessories here, swamp cooler here. This originally is ideally like my dad's storage shed area, and now I've kind of overtaken it with like more of my crap. So yeah, we're running out of space quick. And so to make your adjustments on this thing, you gotta loosen these nuts on the back and then tap the little black bracket that is holding it in place. So I think right about there. Then you just crank it back down. And then as for adjusting the middle section, you got this big old rod thing. Kind of sucks that they powder coat in the thread, so it's really hard to turn. But you just turn that, you turn it towards the top, and that will pull it back, pull the center of it back, because you have to adjust all 3 points of contact. But yeah, should be adjusted now. I'm going to try and bend up some aluminum, because that's ideally what I intend to be bending majorly the most of, because I want to start making battery boxes and stuff like that better, because I made it. So this is the type of aluminum. I'm not even sure the thickness, honestly. I've had this sitting in my scrap bin for a while, but I know this is the thickness that I'll be using primarily for whatever I make. So I got this bend in here, it's already cracked, but I want to try and do it on a clean section where there's no test welds and see if it holds up. I can see now why the guy added the handles where he did, because hunching way down here is kind of strenuous on your back. And I can see why he put the foot plate, because I can see the machine already wants to kind of teeter a little bit. So the thing is, I don't know what makes aluminum break, so I'm trying to be gentle, see if I can figure out how to bend it without breaking it. Okay, so we got a good bend. I mean, that's probably say 85 degrees. The inside of the aluminum here, there's no cracks. I can definitely see it's weakened a little bit, but there's no cracks or anything like that. So I think I'll be safe, especially for building battery boxes and stuff. And I don't know, maybe I need to preheat or something and then throw it in there to make it more pliable or something. I'll have to do a little bit of research, study up on how to bend aluminum. Maybe I just need it to be thicker aluminum. I'm not sure, but yeah, I mean, I'd say it works. Let me grab a piece of steel really quick and test some of that. So here's some 16 gauge. I think this is just mild steel. So give this a test bend. Oh yeah, did that one super simply. Nice clean bend, consistent. I mean, I'm used to using a brake press back when I worked at Hassport, a hydraulic brake press. So this is a little bit different. Obviously this is just two pieces of steel pinching the metal, whereas the brake press uses dies and stuff like that, but that's a pretty good looking bend. Can't really complain. The thing I found with the screwdrivers for, there's little screws here that are adjustable, and it adjusts where exactly these pieces can sit, although I don't really see it moving much. So I don't really know. Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't seem to be moving much, but we're just gonna test it. I mean, that's really thin. I want to say this is some stainless, but I'm not sure. It looks like mild steel, but either way, this is, I think, 16 gauge as well. So okay. Well, whatever it is, I don't want to cut it. So I don't really know what this thing's deal is. I don't know. It does fine if you cut it near the end there, so maybe it's just a momentum thing or a leverage thing. So I don't know. It's definitely gonna take some getting used to, like sitting here trying to cut an edge, I guess, like a pair of scissors. Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to get used to it, I guess, figure it out. So, I mean, it just did that relatively easy, but also you can see it kind of warped it, or not warped it, but like kind of mangled it a little bit. So that would take some hammering to get smooth again. But yeah, I think I'm gonna definitely have to figure out a way to attach this more solidly. I don't know, maybe 2 clamps might do it, but yeah, I don't know. It at least kind of works, so it wasn't a complete waste. I'll just have to keep in mind or bear in mind my material thickness. So again, I think this is like 16 gauge, and yeah, at the end of the thing, not too shabby. So we'll try this thicker stuff again. I think it's about the same thickness, so maybe it was just where I was cutting it. Oh. Yeah, no, I guess it was just where I was cutting it. That just went through just fine, so. What do you know? I don't know. I'll find a use for it. Alright, so I really, I don't know what else I have actually changed. Oh, actually no, I do, right here. So, one of the things that I've added to my thing recently was a little fixture that I made. Well, I made 2 of them. So this is my cutting fixture. So if you guys don't already know, I make front and rear DA bumper bars. I'm about to start working on some more products like RSX. Also, I apologize if you can hear the fan behind me. Arizona is already 100 degrees, 101 today, so it's a little toasty in here. But this is my cutting fixture. So my rear bumper support bars, I have to cut them at 60 degrees. I'm using a DeWalt chop saw and a Harbor Freight bandsaw, horizontal bandsaw. So I don't have the means to be able to cut at 60 degrees, so I was cutting them by hand for a little bit. It's very dangerous because my hand was very close to the wheel. So I made this. This is basically pretty simple. This just is the height of my saw on the floor, because I use my saw on the floor outside, so I don't get all my dirt in here and breathe in all the other crap while I'm in here. So this just bolts down to it. So I got my bolt hole here. I put a riv nut. I drilled the base of the saw, put a riv nut in there. So this bolts to my saw, and I just slide my tube in right here. And then I got this nut right here that I lock down, and that locks the tube in place. So I got that, and then this is my 25-degree cutting fixture. So this is really simple as well. So my front tubes, I cut them at a 25-degree angle, and basically all I have to do is bolt it or set this up against my saw and run my my material to this back plate, and then that's my cut length and my cut angle. So just, you know, stuff to make my job easier, so that way it's not so drawn out and tedious where I'm like, measure, mark, cut, measure, mark, cut. I can just like rinse and repeat, cut, slide, my own little production line type stuff. I do want to remind you guys that I do have merch in my big cartel, and also if you are interested by any means in the camera equipment that I use, my favorite power tools, or even the welders that I use behind me, they're all in the link in the description on these Amazon affiliate links. So if you want to purchase them, please purchase them through my links. It gives me a little bit of a commission to help me pay my bills and get some food in my belly. Yeah, otherwise guys, I really haven't added a whole lot. I know I do stuff and I just don't forget to, or I forget to film it. Like for example, I've upgraded to a back purge setup now because I have an awesome subscriber that goes by KRX Kid, and I actually still got to make him a strut tower brace off of DJ CRX. DJ's been super busy lately. Obviously, I'm basically just kind of relying on him, but then his free weekends, I've either been gone or I'm busy with my bachelor. So I promise KRX Kid, your bar is coming, but also because of him, I was able to get this purge plug set up. Whew, minty. But one of the things I recently did was upgraded my bottle. This was like a little scuba tank bottle, like a 60 cubic foot one, and now this is 125. So definitely a good upgrade, worth the money. Another thing that I found is, also shout out to Superior Custom Garage for buying me this thing. Love you, Tommy. But if you see on here, I use a lot of flap discs, but one of the things that sucks is when you're using a flap disc, obviously it eats away at the material because it's sandpaper. So while I was standing in line at my metal supply shop the other day, I happened to find these Scotch-Brite discs. So it's just like a flat disc, but it's Scotch-Brite instead. So that way it doesn't eat away at the material. And you know, if you've ever had to clean parts up, it sucks balls because it takes forever by hand. So with the Scotch-Brite discs, now I can get my good shiny areas for my welding, and then I can just go right up and clean it. It takes a fraction of the time. But yeah, that's a new item I got. I don't really know what else to look at. I don't know what I'm looking at. I don't really see much. But this is my Amazon swamp cooler. Honestly, I'm a little disappointed with it. It says it's supposed to cool up to 500 cubic or 500 square foot. Honestly, maybe it's because we need to finish putting insulation in this second area. So you can see we have, I believe there's insulation. Yeah, there's insulation above this roof. This whole shed area was here when my dad bought the property. This is all an add-on that we did. So we've got insulation on the roof. This is 2-inch thick. We need to add it all along the walls here. Which I'm about to buy the stuff for. I just spent $500 today on tools, $400, whatever it was. So I'm a little hesitant to spend another couple $100 on insulation. I know I'm gonna need it because I know I'm gonna hate myself, but the swamp cooler, it does good when you're right in front of it, but I mean, the rest of the time, otherwise, it's just making this whole place really humid, but just the struggles. And I know some of you guys might be like, oh, why don't you just go back to a day job, blah, blah, or something like that. I don't know. The point is, like, I'm just doing me. I'm trying to make money. I'm making a decent amount doing this type of stuff. I'm about to get business cards made because I've been to a few local businesses that want to help support me, hand out my cards and whatnot. Even the pizza shop, the mom and pop pizza shop right up the street. I was just making small talk with them the other day when I was getting my food, and they're like, hey, drop off some business cards. And I was like, hey, I gotta get some printed, but I got you. The local machine shop even said that too. So I'm trying to make a name for myself locally and on YouTube, obviously. I've been doing YouTube for a long time now. So hopefully you guys respect and appreciate the hustle. I'm trying to do things right, trying to make a business, I guess. I don't know. You guys get what I'm saying, but I don't want to bore you anymore, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. I'm gonna end it off here though. I need to get some water in me and I need this water jet shop to hurry up and cut my parts because it's taking way too long. Well, my parts been cut, waiting for him to finish my manifold so I can tell. So if any of you guys are Miata guys, you want to buy a T25 turbo manifold that your boy built, hit me up. I'm asking 300 plus shipping. Yeah, fully TIG welded, back purge and all that jazz, but waiting for them to true out the flanges for me because you got to do that. Anyways, guys, do what you love, forget about the rest. Buy some merch, please, if you want to support your boy. Also, I have 2 front bumper bars left and 6 rears. So get on those rears. Anyways, guys, catch you in the next one. Peace.